Good day and welcome to these video lectures in physics. In this video lecture, you will learn the basic principle in physics. So let's start. The first topic that we will discuss is about distance and displacement. This is a very familiar word in physics, but sometimes some students are mistakenly interchange its uses when solving problems in physics. I think most of the students are much more familiar with the word distance because it is openly used. When you say the word distance, it is simply means how far something has traveled. For example, a man walks 2 kilometers from his house going to school. So starting from his house at 0, which is the first point, then to school at 2 kilometers, which is the second point. So distance is simply the difference between 2 points, which is point 2 minus point 1, which is 2 minus 0. So how about displacement? We can say that displacement is very similar to distance, in the sense that if we define displacement, it is simply the difference between two positions. Another difference of distance with displacement: distance has magnitude or quantity, but displacement has both magnitude and direction. For example, a man decided to walk 10 kilometers going to east, and then he decided to turn and traveled 4 kilometers going to west. So in terms of distance, the total distance is 10 kilometers plus 4 kilometers, which is equal to 14 kilometers. But displacement is not equal to 14 kilometers, but it is equal to 6 kilometers because displacement is the difference between final position and the initial position. The final position of the man, where he stopped, is 6 kilometers in the number line, and the initial position is 0, where he started. Therefore, the net displacement is 6 kilometers minus 0, which is equal to 6 kilometers. Now let's talk about other differences between distance and displacement. Distance is a scalar quantity, and it has only magnitude. But displacement is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude and direction. Looking to the figure, in the case of distance, in the first part of the trip, he traveled a distance of positive 10. And in the second part of his trip, he traveled a distance of positive 4. And so the total distance is 14 kilometers. Now we say that displacement has magnitude and direction. During the first part of his trip, his displacement is positive 10. The magnitude is how far he traveled, which is 10 kilometers. The direction is he traveled to the east. So we have a positive sign going in the eastward direction. So anytime you are going to the right, you are going on the positive x direction. Now during the second part of his trip, he is traveling west. That is towards the negative x direction, and so it is negative 4 in terms of displacement. But in terms of distance, it is positive 4. Therefore, you will always keep in mind that distance is always positive, but displacement can be positive or negative. If you are traveling east or north, displacement has a positive value. But if you are traveling west or south, displacement has a negative value. If we add the displacement in the first part of the trip plus the displacement of the second part, we will get the net displacement of positive 6, which is the addition of positive 10 displacement, positive because it is in the eastward direction, plus the negative 4 displacement, negative because it is in the westward direction. Now let's talk about speed and what is the simple definition of speed. Speed will tell how fast something is moving. For example, let's say a car is traveling 20 km per hour. What does that mean? That means that every hour, the car will have traveled a distance of 20 kilometers. So let's say this is the starting line. The car is moving in this direction at 20 kilometers per hour. So 1 hour later, the car will have traveled a distance of 20 kilometers. 2 hours later, he traveled another distance of 20 kilometers. So it is for a total distance of 40 kilometers. So if we illustrate it through a table, if the speed is 20 kilometers per hour, so every hour the distance traveled will increase by 20 kilometers. So that's what speed tells us. It tells us how fast the distance traveled by an object, and it is changing every hour. Now this is the formula that you need to know. D is equal to B times T, where D is a distance, B is the speed, and T is the time. Sometimes in this formula, you could use B as the velocity. In that case, then D will no longer represented by distance, but with this going to be represented by displacement. Now let's talk about speed and velocity. So what is the difference between speed and velocity? We will notice that they are both describe how fast something is moving. But there is a difference between these two quantities. Speed is a scalar quantity, while velocity is a vector quantity. Speed is always positive, while velocity can be positive or negative. As I said earlier in my previous slides, that scalar quantity has magnitude only, whereas vector quantity has magnitude and direction. Now we will take some examples that will distinguish speed from velocity. So let's say a car is moving 60 kilometers per hour with no specified direction. So in this case, it describes the speed of a car because I'm only saying how fast the car is moving, but not where it is going. Now let's say the car is moving 60 kilometers going to west. In that case, we can call it a velocity because it has both speed and direction. So if the speed and directions was combined, you will have a vector quantity. Now there are some mathematical formulas that you need to know when dealing with speed and velocity. Number one is the average speed, because sometimes in physics, you will need to calculate the average speed of an object. The average speed can be calculated by taking the total distance traveled by an object and divided it by total time. Now if you think about this formula, that d is equal to b times t, it can be described as the speed or the velocity. If we divide both sides of the quantity by time t, the equation will become b is equal to d over t, which is the formula of average speed. So average speed b is equal to total distance d divided by total time t. Now how about average velocity? Average velocity is equal to displacement divided by the total time. In this case, the formula looks the same, so keeps in mind that velocity is associated with displacement, while speed is associated with distance. Now let's say we have an object, and this object traveled 20 meters east, and then traveled 25 meters west, and with a total time of 5 seconds. Let's say from position 1 to position 2 with a distance of 20 meters, and from position 2 to position 3 with a distance of 25 meters. So the total trip from position 1 to 3 took only about 5 seconds. So what is the average speed and the average velocity of the object going from 1 to 3? So to calculate the average speed, we need to determine the total distance and divided by the total time. The total distance is simply 20 plus 25, which is equal to 45, and divided by the total time of 5 seconds. So the average speed is positive 9 meters per second. Just keep in mind that speed is always positive. Now, how about average velocity? We know that the average velocity is defined as displacement divided by the total time. The displacement from position 1 to 2 is positive 20 because the object is traveling in the positive x direction, or the object is going east. For the second part of the trip, which is from position 2 to 3, the object is traveling west or in the negative x direction. So going from 2 to 3, the displacement is negative 25. So if we add 20 plus negative 25, we can get the net displacement of negative 5. So the average velocity is negative 1 meter per second, and it makes sense because the net result is that the object traveled in the westward direction. Now let's talk about acceleration. What is acceleration? We often encounter the word acceleration when we are driving a car. Let's say we have two different types of vehicle. One is truck and one is the sports car. Which of these two vehicles has a greater acceleration? Now let's define first the acceleration. So what is acceleration? Accelerations tells you how fast the speed or the velocity is changing. Since the truck is very large or have more weight than the sports car, so the truck can probably go from 0 to 80 kilometers per hour, let's say in 20 seconds. While the sports car can go from 0 to 80 kilometers per hour in a shorter period of time, let's say in 5 seconds. So because the sports car can go to a higher speed or to a certain speed faster than a truck, it has a much greater acceleration. Therefore, accelerations tells you how fast the velocity is changing. Mathematically, acceleration is defined as the change in velocity divided by the change in time. Or we can write in this way. Acceleration is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. So to calculate the acceleration of the truck, notice that the change in velocity is 80 kilometers per hour, which is 80 minus 0, and the time is 20 seconds. So the acceleration of the truck is 80 minus 0 divided by 20 is equal to 4 kilometers per hour per seconds. Now, the acceleration of a sports car is 80 minus 0 divided by 5 is equal to 16 kilometers per hour per seconds. As you can see, the acceleration of the sports car is much greater than the acceleration of the truck. And so, that is the basic idea behind acceleration, which tells you how fast the velocity is changing. Now let's make an example. Let's say an object is moving with an initial speed of 18 meters per second. Since it has a direction which is going to east, it becomes a description of velocity. And let's say at this point, this object begins to accelerate at a rate of 3 meters per second square. So what does it mean? If we make a table and plot time and velocity, so at time 0, which is the initial velocity, is equal to 18. The velocity after 1 second will become 21 because the acceleration tells us how fast the velocity is changing, and the velocity is increasing by positive 3 meters per second every second. So anytime the acceleration is positive, the velocity is increasing. And anytime the acceleration is negative, the velocity is decreasing. So after 2 seconds, the velocity is 24 and so on. So every second, the velocity is increasing by 3 meters per second per second. Now the formula you will use to calculate the final velocity in this equation, V final is equal to V initial plus acceleration times time. Now let's say we have another object that is moving 20 meters per second in the eastward direction. But this time, the acceleration is negative 5 meters per second square. Is the object is speeding or slowing down? Whenever the acceleration and velocity have opposite signs, the object is slowing down. And whenever they have the same signs, the object is speeding up. Now this time, we're gonna make a table plotting the time, velocity, and speed. At time 0, the velocity is positive 20. And remember, speed is the absolute value of velocity. So speed is positive 20. 1 second later, what will be the new velocity? Since the acceleration is negative 5, as I said earlier, when acceleration and velocity have opposite signs, the object is slowing down. So after 1 second, the velocity will decrease by 5. 2 seconds later, it will be positive 10. 3 seconds later, it will be positive 5. 4 seconds later, it is 0. 5 seconds later, it is negative 5. 6 seconds later, it is negative 10 and so on. Now speed is always positive, which is the absolute value of velocity. At time 0, the velocity and speed is positive 20. After 4 seconds, the velocity and speed is 0. As you recall, I said that when the velocity and acceleration have different signs, the object is slowing down. But with the same signs, the object is speeding up. I also said that speed is always positive. In our example, the acceleration is negative and velocity is positive. So as you will see in the table, the object is slowing down until it was stopped at 4 seconds. At time of 5 seconds, the velocity is negative 5. So what does it mean? This means that the object have changed direction from eastward to westward. Now the acceleration and velocity have same negative signs. Therefore, the object is speeding up, going to westward direction because of its negative sign, but the speed will always be positive. In physics, we have learned that the Earth has gravity, and it was determined that the falling object experiences an acceleration due to gravity, and it is equal to negative 9.8 meters per square second. So that is the gravity on planet Earth. But it varies on other planets, like for example, the Moon with a gravitational acceleration of negative 1.6 meter per second square. It is much small for the reason that the Moon is much smaller than Earth, and so you will be lighter in the Moon. Now let's focus on the gravitational acceleration of the Earth. In our last example, we learned what a negative acceleration can do to a velocity. The fact that this gravitational acceleration is negative, it means that it will always decrease the velocity. Now the gravitational acceleration of the Earth always acts in the y or downward direction. Let's talk first about velocity. As I said earlier, velocity is a vector, wherein it has x component and y component. And the actual velocity is the hypotenuse of the right triangle. Bx is the horizontal component of the velocity vectors, and By is the vertical component. Please note that the gravitational acceleration does not affect Bx. It only affects By, or the vertical component of the velocity vector. Now we will call the gravitational acceleration as Gy, or we may call it Ay. It does not affect the horizontal velocity. It only affects the vertical velocity. Now let's take an example so that we can understand Gy or Ay. Let's say a girl dropped an object at rest from the top of the cliff down to the surface of the ocean. Well, we know that gravity is going to cause the object to fall. Now, what will be the vertical velocity By of the object? Will it be positive or negative? We know that velocity is a vector and it has magnitude and direction. Now the object is going to be moving in a negative direction. So the velocity By will become negative. If we are going to make a table with time t and By, at t equal to 0, the initial vertical velocity will be 0 because the object was released from rest. Now the acceleration due to gravity is negative 9.8. Because it is negative, the vertical velocity will be decreasing. So every second is going to decrease by 9.8. 2 seconds later, it's going to be negative 19.6. 3 seconds later, it will be negative 29.4. Now the speed is going to be always positive. The vertical velocity By is negative because it is going in the negative y direction. So the gravitational velocity tells you how fast the vertical velocity is changing every second. Let's take another example. This time the object is thrown in an upward direction with an initial speed of 29.4 meter per second. What can be the vertical velocity and its values every second? Let's say we have G is equal to negative 9.8 meter per square second. Now this time the velocity is positive, and since G is negative, the vertical velocity will decrease. So as the object goes upward, it is slowing down because the velocity is positive and the acceleration is negative. Eventually, the object will reach its maximum height, and then it will change direction and begins falling down. So if we make a table with time t and by, we will get the following values. So at t equals 0, the vertical velocity is positive 29.4. Now the acceleration tells us how much the velocity is changing every second. So 1 second later, the velocity will decrease by 9.8. So it will be 29.4 minus 9.8. We will get 19.6. 2 seconds later, it will decrease by 9.8. So it will be positive 9.8. 3 seconds later, it's going to be 0. So when the vertical velocity is 0, that means that it will not going up anymore. At 4 seconds later, the vertical velocity will be negative 9.8 because it starts going down and so on and so forth. So now you understand what is happening to the velocity values as time progresses. So anytime the acceleration is negative, the velocity is decreasing. As you can see, it started at positive value and now it's becoming negative. That is the end of this video lectures, and on my other videos I will discuss projectile motion.